Hi, today we are going to do a stretchy rib stitch for Tunisian. Now this stitch does use some different technology, if you will, but you can create your ribbing in any way you want. You can do one by one. These are one by ones right here. These are two by twos here. You can do three by three. You can do whatever you want. These are great for using for edges for hats, um, any kind of collar work that you want to do or anything like that. The only thing that I have found with this stitch is you do need to know how many stitches you are using for your item. In other words, if you are doing this for a sleeve, you need to know how many stitches you want for your ribbing edges here, and then how many stitches for the pattern of your sleeve. So in other words, if your sleeve was, say, 27 stitches and you wanted a 6 stitch for your ribbing edge, you would add 27 plus that 6 and make sure you had enough for your end stitch, that kind of thing. It does involve a little bit of math, but it's really not hard once you get to it. I've gone ahead and I have started the foundation row, which is normal. For this sample, I chained 11. So, yeah, we're going to get into it. So for the first row, for a 1 by 1 ribbing, we're going to do 6 knit stitches. And of course, knit is between the 2 bars. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to pretend that this is the rest of our piece. So we're going to do Tunisian simple stitch for 3 stitches. And then we will go through the last 2 for our neat close. Pull up that yarn. Return pass is normal. Chain 1. Yarn over, go through 2 all the way back. And I told you there are some techniques that are a little different. Now, what I have read with some of these is they tell you to do a reverse purl knit stitch, which confuses me. But basically what that is you're going to take your hook, you're going to go through those 2, pull up a loop. You're going to do that 6 times. I mean, it's a simple, this is basically, some people call it just the reverse purl stitch because it is a little bit faster than doing the other purls the other way. Now we've got back here to our end where we need to pick up those simple stitches. And then pick up the last 2 for our neat close. Don't split your yarn like I just did there. And then your regular return pass. Now, since we're doing 1 by 1 ribbing, we are going to go in and do our knit row. So you're going to knit 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get that tail out of there. And then we will do our 3 Tunisian simple stitches. And then go through the last 2 for our neat close. Chain 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And then again, we're going to do our reverse, it's called a reverse purl stitch, but it's really just a reverse knit stitch. And you're just bringing your hook in front from back to front, pick up those stitches. But this is one of those stitches that a lot of people call it a purl stitch, reverse purl. A lot of them call it reverse knit. I mean, you call it whatever it is. Whatever works for you is the way that I've determined it. And this is it in a nutshell. That is that for the 1x1. We can also, and you can see where it's stretchy. It's not real stretchy, but it's fairly stretchy. And like I said, I'd done a couple of rows of the 1x1s here, and then I started doing some 2x2s. And I think you can see where that stretch comes in. So we can do a couple of rows of the 2x2s. We'll do that, which means we're going to do our knit stitch for the next 2 rows. Well, I lost a stitch somewhere there, didn't I? On that last row. Yep, there it is. Okay. Get back into that. Okay, now we're going to work on some 2x2. So we're going to do 6 knit stitches. And then we are going to do 3 Tunisian simple stitches, and then our close in the last 2. Our return pass is as normal. Okay, and now we will do another row of the purl stitches, the knit stitches. So we'll pick up 6 knit stitches. And then we have our simple stitches. There's 3. And then pick up our last 2 for our neat close. Turn pass as normal. And now we will do 2 rows of the reverse. And now we will do 2 rows of the Tunisian reverse purl knit stitches is what I've seen it called. And basically what that is you are coming from the back to the front like you would for your knit stitch, going between the 2 vertical bars, picking up that stitch. We're going to do that for 6 stitches. And there's our 6 stitches, and then we will do our Tunisian simple stitch for the next 3. And I need to discombobulate my yarn, and then we'll go through the last 2 for our neat close. Then it's chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way back. Now, I will tell you, you can add this on later. Basically what it would do is you would add your, like, let's go ahead and finish this second row of the purl too. The reverse purl knit stitches through the 6. And if you've ever done any of the trying to think of the name of it, drawing a blank space, boy, that is not good. And my mind is not going to let me think of what it was. Anyway, that is your 2 by 2 stitching. Then you would just repeat by doing 2 more rows of your knit stitches, and then 2 more rows of the Tunisian purl, the Tunisian reverse purl knit stitch. Boy, that's a mouthful, but you're going to get, a nice stretchy pattern there. You can add on to it from a second piece if you were working, say, this way and you had done your ribbing on here. Then the way that you would join that would be simply to pick up another stitch here to join your ribbing if you want to do the ribbing afterward. I hope I explained that a little bit. Hope I made that a little bit sensible. Maybe we should just rip this out and do a couple rows of some ribbing one by one so I can show you what I mean. So if you're going to join it, we would do all of those knit stitches there along the side here. Actually, I'm gonna take that back down to a few less stitches. And keep it at 6 stitches. And this way I can show you how to join if you want to do the ribbing later to add to your piece. That way you could just work your sleeves the way you normally would. It's one of those things with Tunisian. It's fairly simple to do. It's just, it sounds hard. Okay, now for our first row of that ribbing, let's say we're going to do 1 by 1, and that's what I'll show you. We would do knit stitches all the way down our piece because this is what we are going to join. We would also do a knit stitch here, and then we would pick up a stitch here along the side. Just going to go in there for that sake to actually join it. Then we would yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There is a slight difference because you're not going to yarn over 1 and then 2. You're not going to chain 1. So again, we're going to do that reverse purl stitch here for 6 stitches. And because we're adding another row, we're going to pick up that stitch along that edge there. Then we would yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 all the way back. And now we're back to doing, since we're doing 1 by 1 ribbing for this, we're going to pick up 6 stitches knitwise. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we would pick up our next stitch on our item, pull that up, then yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, all the way back. And we are doing the 1 by 1 row, 1 by 1 ribbing. So we're going to start with our Tunisian purl knit reverse or Tunisian reverse purl knit stitch for 6 stitches. Just drop that stitch, and then we would pick up our next stitch on our project to join. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. There are 2 ways, like I said, to do this. You could do it where you already know what the amount is, or you could add it on at the very end. I hope this helps you a little bit, gives you a little bit more options to try. And this might be something that would be interesting to do for as a practice piece, to do something like a fingerless glove or hand warmers. They're called hand warmers, but they're really wrist warmers. You could do that with the ribbing on one end and then ribbing on the other end that you would end at the very end. And then you would join this way. So I hope you enjoyed this stitch. I hope you learned a little bit. And that is it for today's video. And as always, I will see you again soon. Remember to do something kind. Bye.